Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to dig into a really fascinating question, one that pops up everywhere from little office mysteries to major court cases. Just how reliable is your memory really? Okay, picture this. You're in the office kitchen, just chatting with some friends. Later on, a coworker goes to the fridge and their lunch is just gone. They turn to you and ask, "Hey, did you see anything?" You kind of rock your brain, right? You try to piece together everything that happened in the last hour. But here's the thing. How accurate is that memory you're about to share? You see, while an eyewitness account can be super important, psychologists have shown us time and time again that our memories are not these perfect, faithful recordings we think they are. In fact, sometimes your memory might just be lying to you. So why is that? Well, the main reason is that your memory doesn't work like a video camera, perfectly recording every single detail. Nope, it's a much more active and kind of creative process. It's all because of something called reconstructive memory. See, every single time you recall an event, your brain isn't just hitting play. It's actually rebuilding that memory from all these little bits and pieces of stored information. And here's the crucial part. While it's rebuilding, it can accidentally fill in the gaps with details that were never even there to begin with. Let's try a quick little test. Think about the Pillsbury Doughboy. You know, that cute, giggly little dough guy? Real quick, what color is his scarf? Just go with your very first gut feeling. Did you think blue, maybe?
It's actually white. He wears a white chef's hat and a white scarf. If you thought blue, hey, you are not alone, but that is a perfect, simple example of just how easily a tiny suggestion can wiggle its way into your memory and change it.
So how does this whole memory contamination thing happen in more serious situations? Well, research points to two major culprits: the way questions are asked and what other people around you are saying. Let's take a look at the proof. So back in 1974, there was this classic study. Researchers showed people a video of a car accident. Afterwards, they asked them a really important question, but they changed one little word. Some people were asked, how fast were the cars going when they hit each other? But others were asked, how fast were they going when they smashed into each other? And the result? It was pretty amazing. The group that heard the word smashed guessed the cars were going way faster than the group that just heard hit. The only thing that was different was that one single powerful word. But wait, it gets even crazier. A week later, the researchers called them back and asked if they remembered seeing any broken glass in the video. Now, there wasn't any broken glass, but the people who heard the word smashed were much, much more likely to say they saw it. That one word was literally powerful enough to create a brand new detail in their memory. Now, the other big way our memories can get all twisted up is from other people. Yep, just talking to others who saw the same thing can completely change what you think you remember. There was this brilliant study in 2017 that showed this perfectly. Researchers had people watch a video of a carjacking in small groups. But, and here's the trick, 2 people in each group were secretly actors. They were trained to mention a totally fake detail, that the carjacker had a tattoo on his neck. He didn't. Then they tested everyone's memory after different amounts of time had passed. And the results really show the power of suggestion over time. After only 5 minutes, almost 30% of people fell for the fake tattoo story. After 50 minutes, that jumped to nearly half. And after a whole week, a whopping 60% of people actually included that fake tattoo in their own memory. The more time that passed, the more easily the memory was changed. Okay, so memory is flawed. I get it. That can feel a little bit unnerving. But the good news is science also gives us some really clear, practical ways we can protect our memories and get better at recalling things accurately. So let's break down 3 easy techniques. First, try to remember what happened on your own, as soon as you can, before you talk to anybody else about it. Second, just knowing that other people's stories might be wrong can help you think more critically. And third, this one's surprisingly simple. Close your eyes. It seriously helps block out distractions and lets you focus on the memory itself. And here's another interesting little clue for figuring out accuracy, especially when you're talking about police lineups. It's kind of the opposite of what you might think. If an eyewitness takes a really long time, carefully weighing their options, they might be using logic more than actual memory. But if they identify someone really fast, like in a flash, that gut reaction is often more likely to be the right one. So where does all this leave us? What's the final verdict on eyewitness memory? Well, it really all boils down to a very simple but super important idea. An eyewitness account is a valuable piece of the puzzle for sure, but it should never, ever be the only piece. Because our memory is this active, reconstructive process and not a perfect recording, it's absolutely essential to look at it alongside all the other evidence you can find. Basically, we have to trust, but always, always verify. Okay, let's circle all the way back to where we started, that missing lunch in the office kitchen. Knowing everything we know now, how might we think about this little mystery a bit differently? Instead of just relying on some vague memory of who walked by the fridge, we might start thinking about other possibilities. Could there be a simpler answer? Maybe your brain is just filling in the gaps, making you remember someone looking suspicious. Maybe someone just grabbed an identical-looking lunchbox by mistake. And that brings us to our final question for you. The next time someone asks you to remember something, whether it's big or small, just take a second, pause, and ask yourself, what do I really remember? And what might my brain just be filling in for me? Thanks for tuning in.